So today I am going to deliver a video lecture, humidification and dehumidification. The humidification is achieved either by supplying or spraying steam or hot water or cold water into the air. There are two methods, direct method, indirect method. Direct method, in this method the water is sprayed in a highly atomized state into the room to be conditioned, to be air conditioned, but this method is not very effective. Second method, indirect method. In this method, water is introduced in the air conditioned plant with the help of an air washer. This conditioned air is then supplied to the room to be air conditioned. The air washer humidification may be classified, may be accomplished by using recirculated spray water without prior heating of air. Number 2, by preheating the air and then washing it with the recirculated water. Number 3, by using heated spray water. These are the three processes through which we can do the humidification. Now, there is one line diagram is given of air washer. This is very simple. This is one insulated tank is there. Air is entering from one side and leaving at another side. Inside the water, in the bottom, water is collected, which is being pumped and then heated or cooling coil. It requires, as per the requirement, whether we require the heating of the, it is being sent and sprayed from the top with the help of sprayers. So water is being sprayed over here, and because of the evaporation of the water take place, eliminator plates have been provided so that the water droplets should not go out. Water droplets should not go out. Even then some of the water is being consumed. So makeup water arrangement is also there, which fix the level of the water inside the tank. So this is the line diagram. Outlet air which is going, which is humidified or dehumidified as per the requirement. Now, the humidification may be accomplished by with the help of an air washer or by using chemicals. Chemicals are also used. Say silica gel is there, which absorbs the moisture, and so helpful for removing the moisture. In the air washer system, the outside or entering air is cooled below its dew point temperature so that it loses its moisture by condensation. Okay. Most moisture removal is also accomplished with the spray water is chilled water and its temperature is lower than the DPT, dew point temperature of the entering air. Since the air leaving the air washer has its DBT much below the desired temperature in the room, therefore a heating coil is placed after the air washer. It depends the requirement. What is the requirement of the temperature for the air conditioner? Then it has to be heated. It is being heated before entering into the room. The dehumidification may also be achieved by using chemicals which have the capacity to absorb the moisture. Silica gel, okay, absorb the moisture in them. Two type of chemicals known as absorbent, silica gel and that activated alumina. It also absorbs the moisture, are commonly used for this purpose. Okay. Now cooling with adiabatic humidification. When the air is passed through an insulated chamber having a spray of water maintained at TL is the temperature, higher than the DPT of the entering air, DVT, the dry bulb temperature of the entering air, are equal to WBT of the entering air TW1, then air is said to be cooled and humidified. Okay, this is the condition when air is said to be complete humidified. Since no heat is supplied or rejected from the spray water, as the same water is recirculated again and again, therefore in this case condition of adiabatic saturation will be reached. Okay, but you see here, that is psychrometric process, and this is a insulated tank. Water is being sprayed and the same water is being reused here, and the temperature of this water, suppose it is TL, to WBT of the air. Air is entering, air is passing through that, spray nozzle is there. So again, and therefore in the case condition adiabatic saturation will be reached. Okay, the temperature of spray water will reach to thermodynamic of the WBT of the air entering the spray water. The process is shown by the line 1-3 on the psychrometric chart. It has been shown on the psychrometric chart also. See, psychrometric chart, various processes have been shown from 1 to 3, 1 to 3 dash, 1 to 3 double dash, and this is the WBT line. WBT line 1 to 3 is WBT line. Correspondingly, we are getting W1, W2, W3 specific humidity, and TD3 at your dry bulb temperature. TD3, TD1, TD2, TD dry bulb temperature. Okay, so the temperature of the spray water which reaches thermodynamic wet bulb temperature of the air entering into the spray water. The process is shown by the figure, by the line 1-3, as I have shown you in the sketch of the psychrometric chart. In an ideal case, humidification is perfect. The final condition of air will be that is temperature TD3 and RH 100%. Temperature TD3, okay, and RH line, this is the RH 100% line. The temperature is TD3 over here, that is on the dry bulb will be this 100% line. In 100%. In actual practice, perfect humidification is never achieved. Therefore, final condition of the air at the outlet is represented by point 2 on the line 1-2. See now what is happening over here, that we are from 1 to the perfect humidification, that is the ideal case. On this line it is the ideal case from 1 to 3, 100% RH, but we never get the perfect point 3, we don't get the perfect line point, so it always remains in between that is point 2, and corresponding to point 2 there is dry bulb temperature. So mean to say that when you adiabatic humidification is allowed to take place, in that case it moves from 1 to 3 on the wet bulb temperature line, but in actual it never goes up to 0.3, it remains at the 2 practically, and we get the dry bulb temperature corresponding to 0.2. That's all.